cloud of gas and dust surrounding that comet as it approaches the sun. Those molecular fingerprints I mentioned, those are the little like science wiggles you might see in the top right of these images. We now know from seeing those science wiggles, those fingerprints of those molecules, that the comet has a nucleus rich in carbon dioxide as well as the presence of water ice. Now, the ratio, like we can not just say that these things are there, we can also say, what's the ratio of carbon dioxide to water? And we now know that. We know it's larger than what we usually see in solar system objects. But there's a lot of natural explanations for that. For one, the carbon dioxide is going to kind of bake off that comet earlier on when it's far away. But there's other well understood processes that could also explain it. I'll just, to put this in context, every time we look beyond our solar system and we look at the ratios of carbon dioxide to water, we see, whether it's a star or a planet, different ratios than we see in the solar system, and that's true for this comet as well. So it could mean, and this is the last theory of why those ratios could be different, that these ices could have been exposed to higher levels of radiation than comets in our own system. Or, as I said before, could be that the comet just formed from a region where carbon dioxide ice was particularly abundant and different from our solar system. Other missions like our SWIFT spacecraft, which studies X-rays and gamma rays, have also observed the comet. Teams even looked back through data from our TESS mission, which was designed to look at exoplanets, and found observations of the comet as early as May. That information is helping us understand the comet's history before it got closer and when those other observatories pointed at it once we knew where it was. Now that the comet is near, relatively speaking, our planetary and heliophysics missions have joined in to tell us more. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Tom Statler to talk about some of those new images.
All right, thanks very much, Sean. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody of where we are, who is where in this play. As you saw in the animations while Nikki was speaking, the sun, of course, is at the center of our solar system. The planets are orbiting around the sun, and in this case, Comet 3I Atlas has come through on a trajectory in the opposite direction and has arrived at its closest point to the sun when the Earth was on the wrong side for us to conveniently observe. But Mars was on the correct side of the sun, and our Mars assets were able to observe the comet, and also several of our other spacecraft were on the correct side of the sun. So the scientific community is really excited about the comet and about these new observations. I'm tremendously excited.
Okay, I think we're live. Just call the weather. Or excuse me, not the weather. We're going to call the time first. Oh, that's 4:44. That is the, oops, I hear myself. That is the clock. So we do use the phones. So if you're wondering what the number of time is, this is in Washington, D.C. There you go. That's the time. You can dial it too. There you go. 303-499-7111. So that's the number we dial for time. So this is AnnestaciaA KomarovsK with the 444 4th Estate News. So let's call the Weather Service. They have a detailed list of, well, their business office has, they'll route you to the right place. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. So we use our other phones. We have two, just so you know we do have them. So let's call them. Okay. 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 We're calling the Weather Service.
We have reached the National Weather Service in Oxnard, California. For a recording of the current weather forecast, press 1. To speak with an available
We're kind of catching them off guard.
Here's the forecast main menu. For Los Angeles County coast and valleys, press 1. For Los Angeles County inland coast, including downtown Los Angeles, Inglewood, Downey, Norwalk, Compton, Hawthorne, Lakewood, and Linwood, press 1. For the Malibu coast, including Point Dume, Malibu, and Pacific. The forecast for the Malibu coast. Tonight, mostly clear in the evening and mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid-40s to lower 50s. Thursday, rain likely in the afternoon. Highs in the mid to upper 50s.
Southeast winds around 15 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 70%. Thursday night, rain with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening. Don't shout.
Okay, well, you heard it there from the National Weather Service. Doesn't get much more accurate than that. Current weather. So looking out the window here in Malibu, it's very clear, beautiful out there. So there is really big news happening today. We rolled on the NASA press conference that we recorded at noon today. And that was basically, believe it or not, about, well, we'll talk about that later, but stand by, I'll have more. Let's go in order. So first of all, yesterday we covered the Parks and Rec meeting. So that was a lot of fun, dealing with the horses and horse parks and stuff. And horses are important. So we covered that. We put that up on our channel. So if you go to Ann KomarovsK or type in Malibu or something like that, or Parks and Rec, you'll find it. So we covered that. That was over 2 hours long. That was a long meeting. So we did that, and we did the Planning Commission, did the City Council. There's always something to do. There's always a meeting. So let me get to the other news, which probably is important. And I'm sorry, I got my stuff out of order for some bizarre reason. So I try to organize it. Okay, here we go. So big news today is this. City of Malibu and Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District has a meeting planned. There you go. Let's see. I can't quite read it. It's here somewhere. Okay. So they reached a pivotal, some kind of a meeting that's scheduled, I think, for early December. So we'll be there to cover that, and you'll be able to participate via Zoom. Once again, the City of Malibu sent that press release. There you go. Official press release. There you go, because we're a member of the press. Okay. Other not so interesting news, if we care, there's a town hall forum today by Brad Sherman. Okay, I won't be attending that unless I have some time. Well, I do have multiple phones. Maybe I'll tune in. I did send him a question about no party preference status, which is kind of like what I'm running. No party preference or something like that. NPP 2026. So that's this. You've seen that before, right? That's my license plate. That's my party. There's no party. No party preference, period. No politics, period. Whatever you want to call it. That's what that stands for. And what's pretty bizarre is I find myself having to wear several badges. So right now, I got two. I got my Say Rabbit, which is a fourth estate, which it appears to be that I'm the only member of it because it takes money. You're selling commercials and selling stuff like blue almonds. Almonds. I just bought them. I like almonds. So almonds take a lot of water. So we'll double back with that. Let me finish the whole NPP and the governor's thing. So this is news, but it seems to be more of a news show. So we're toying with that. And the mic is real today. So if something does pop up on the scanner, I'll point towards it. So scanner's over here on the side. And I guess one of the things was, yeah, see, there you go. You heard the scanner. This guy is running for office again. There you go. So his name is Tom Styler. Okay, a Democrat. More Democrats. Well, I guess to get it, fight their way through and spend their millions of dollars. Because, remember, I was going to say, members of the press, networks and print media don't mind taking your money. That's how we pay the bills. There you go. Okay, good luck, Tom. Okay, so we got Tom, who's in the race now, and he joins the rest of the bunch, which is newcomer was, Antonio. Okay, has been. Not going to happen. Another Democrat. There you go. And then, let's see, that was Antonio. And then we have this guy who shot a bear. See? Look, if you look closely, in the bear, there's a hole in it or something. Who does that? Who puts a hole in a bear? And what is the deal with wearing a uniform? That's not right, is it? So, yeah, I'm not quite clear if that's legit. So, Bianco, no. And I wanted to get to universal news. So we rolled in with the NASA video. And that was a press conference we recorded earlier. So that was like a big deal. And it's part of the universe. And to think that we're just alone in the world or the universe is absurd. Okay? So here we're talking about, if you Google universal news today, this is what it comes up with. Okay, what's happening in the universe? And they talk about something that occurred 570 million years ago. That's a long time ago. And, you know, if you think we're alone, once again, that is absurd. The return of Atlas, whatever. Look at that. Can that be real? There's a lot of news about it. So here, I'm going to take a chance and just go to the laptop screen and see what we get. Okay, fade. There you go. Here's some news about it, right here, for you to see. Now, this is a Facebook feed, and they talk about some of it. So we have that. Can't really scroll down, so I'm not going to go there. But you can read about it online. They call it a spaceship or ancient spaceship. Could be it's just, oh, didn't want to show that. Oopsie, get out of that. Okay, yeah, a lot of speculation going on about if it's real or not. How do I get out of this? Oh, okay. Okay, fade back to me. So, a lot of news about what's going on up in the sky. My prediction is we're going to see something announced happen before or December 25th. That's my best guess. So keep an eye up in the sky about that. Another thing I wanted to clarify, I just want to draw your attention to this monitor over here. And I'm going to play that real quick. This is video that was shot on the day of the Palisades fire. Crystal clear day. And I shot that. And it's part of our archive. And there's a lot of stuff that we shoot and we're exposed to that we bring to you. And if you're not following us here at the Fourth Estate News, you're missing out. That's all there is to it. You're going to hear a different take on pretty much everything. Why? Because the Fourth Estate is allowed to communicate stuff that you probably won't hear anywhere else. Period. Yeah. So, exclusive content, original content. Now, excuse me, gotta wipe my nose. It does happen. An example was yesterday. I really didn't much appreciate the assignment of covering Parks and Rec. Did I learn a lot? Yes. Was it long? Yes. Do I want to do that all the time? No. Is it important? Yes. Because the city of Malibu, or all agencies, excuse me, let me put this down. All city agencies, state, federal, should record their meetings and make them available on demand to anybody who wants to watch them. And that's pretty much a reason to run for governor. Governance, good governance. And it begins at the top. I can't be everywhere at once. Yesterday, Councilwoman Halen Conrad was at the meeting. She's everywhere at once. I mean, I don't see how she gets any rest, honestly. So, congratulations on having the energy to be everywhere at once, because I know it's tough. And there's a lot to do here on top of what I do in front of you. So just getting all this stuff ready is a, or you know, it's not an ordeal, but it does take a lot. And funding, it remains a problem. So we're kind of like actually, we put ourselves down as a nonprofit. We do put ourselves down as a nonprofit. So the Fourth Estate is not in the business of making money. It's about bringing you the news, original content, stuff that you won't see anywhere else. Because see, look, you can see that. Okay, you can catch that. But to see us, well, that's a different story altogether. And look what you get to see. That's original content. You probably have never seen that video. Now it's streamed live on Facebook. So if you follow us on Facebook or here on YouTube, you're seeing stuff you're not going to see anywhere else. Period. So I think Fox Weather did take our feed. So I kind of said we were going to try to keep this within our time limit that we allocate ourselves, which is, 14 minutes. So maybe we'll do that. Okay, so I have nothing to roll out to other than the video that's playing. So I'll do that. I'm going to roll back out to the NASA press conference that they had earlier today on our visitors. Could it be an arc? All you can do is wonder. Thank you.